All right, guys, I am back. Sorry it's been so long, but you know, last week at work was just chaos. So anyhow, we are going to cover a lot of ground in this video. And yeah, so I'm going to do at least 2 per video to try to make up from last week. We'll see how it goes because this one's pretty simple. So these are those pockets that we made a couple of weeks, about 2 months ago. That's we're gonna use it as like inside of inside of the journal. We'll set it down and then this folds out, and then this we're gonna use the front side of this card, only I'm gonna cut them down just a little bit so that they don't stick out in either direction when we're doing these. And you know what, I just got to thinking, might not actually be what we want actually I need 8, so that's okay. So I'm gonna reach down here and see if I've got any more cards, like card fronts handy, and if I do, awesome. If not, then I will need to pause the video, run to my back room. I only have 2 of those, so I'm going to have to pause and I'll be right back, guys. All right, I ran to the back, got these, and I don't know how we're gonna break up these videos or whatever, but anyways, I'm not gonna worry too much about it, but we'll figure it out, right? We always do. So anyways, I'm just still gonna just use the fronts of these cards. And again, these are all dollar store. I think I got 12 in a pack a couple years ago. And yeah, I've just been using them year after year. Or if you've got some in your storage, or like, you know how you send out Christmas cards, you always end up having like 3 left. And the next year you buy another box because, you know, you want all of them to kind of be the same. And yeah, so then if you're like me, you have collections and collections and collections of them. So anyways, so we need 1 for each side of these. So these are 2 I'm going to use. And to make this quick and simple, I'm going to just clean up this edge here, and then we'll take down a little at a time until we're satisfied with the size. And what I was saying before is that we want to take them down just a little bit because of the we don't want it to interfere when we're putting it in and out of the journal. So I'm going to take just a skoshine off this one. And then to gussy it up, we're going to take our stub side here and we're going to match those inside pieces, and then we'll ink it up, and then we have journaling cards. Super simple, super easy, and super quick. So I'll just throw that around there, and we're going to do the same. Oops, look at that. I forgot a corner. How about that? You guys are probably laughing, being like, oh, she's going to discover it any second. So then it'll be up to you, like colors and that sort of thing. But then you have this huge journaling card, see? With minimal effort. And that's what we like, right? Minimal effort. So I think I'll stack that one with that one. So it'll be kind of like that. Okay, and so we made it around 4.5 inches total. So as far as the width, of course yours are going to vary just a little bit because, you know, no card is ever the same. So I'm just going to quickly just trim off a bunch of this stuff. And I guess we could kind of talk about the week. Holy cow. Like, literally, it's Monday. And last week was crazy amount of hours and crazy at work. My boss was gone 3 days last week, which yay for him, but oh my goodness, it was such a crazy week. Yeah, just a lot of craziness was happening last week while he was gone. A lot of just changes going on. I want to take this down, but I also don't want to lose some of the artwork, so I think we're just going to kind of make it look however we want it to look. Ooh. Excuse me. Okay, I'm going to take a little more off of this side here. And then I'm hoping that when I do this, it just leaves a little bit of the white. You know, I think I'll hand cut it and just cut it out from the white pieces there. That's what we're going to have to do, I think. So yeah, the new building that we're moving into is almost ready. So lots and lots of changes, and I will probably end up working a ton of hours there. They were saying they might make a couple of the weekends mandatory, and I was like, that'll be interesting. I'm not quite sure how you're going to make somebody work 50 hours in a week and then ask that, or, you know, tell them they have to do a mandatory weekend. For some reason, I think that might not work out very well in their favor. Call me crazy, but I think if people want to work those extra hours, then they can, but I don't think that you should make it mandatory. Anyways, yeah. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, now that we have to do kind of some other detail work, we might not break or have the other part of the video in here. I just might end up recording 2 and doing each one separate this week. And I got to get my game on because we're getting close to like deadline, because I like to have it done by like November, at the very latest, probably like the 2nd week of November. So that said, we're going to do a couple a week, probably a couple of these pockets every week, just to get close to the finish line. There's so many more pockets and ephemera to make, and I got covers to make, and we have journals to decorate. Oh my goodness. I'm hoping that next year will be a little more smooth. I like to cut, like the very first year I did it, like I literally was done filming by like, other than like the covers and putting it all together, I was done filming by the 3rd week of October. And then I had to do a little bit of filming in the camper when we were evacuated for the fire, but that was like the last weeks. This seems to be like, I'm barely like getting these done. Oh my goodness. It's a good thing you guys like to hang with me, because you guys are sure troopers this year, dealing with my crazy work schedule. All right, so I'm gonna just throw some ink on all of these, and then we will call this a success. And then I'll show you kind of what they look like put together. And I'm not entirely sure when we go to put the journals together, in which direction we're going to put these pockets. But also, those of you that are new, keep in mind that these are supposed to be super simple, easy ways to decorate journals and create ephemera from things we already have. That's kind of the theme this year, is using stuff that everybody would have access to. And most everybody would have access to Christmas cards, I would think. So I don't plan to use too much that somebody doesn't have access to. Like, I'll use stamps, paper punches, that sort of thing, in the decorations. Wrapping paper, you'll see that in the next video. Yeah, so yeah, just in a couple of quick minutes, you can have 8 journaling cards done. Like I said, like, those of you that are new won't necessarily, I don't know, maybe you enjoy this, but yeah, the whole point is that we're not spending a ton of money on them this year, and we're not, you know, it's cost saving and using things you already have. Use those scrap wrapping paper pieces up, fussy cut your own ephemera out of it, that sort of thing. So hopefully by the time Christmas gets closer, you'll have 4 complete journals, or 3. I guess if you're doing 3. I have 4 mostly because I do prototypes. Really, I mean, you could do as many as you want, but the concept is 3 and 15. So they're simple concepts you can do in 15 minutes a day. And by the time it's all said and done, you will have enough for 3 journals. And truth be told, if you aren't crazy about a ton of ephemera in your journals, you really could stretch it out probably to 6, you know? Just kind of depends on your decorating preferences. I like to put in usually 8 to 10 pockets in one particular journal, and then I like to do a couple other things with, like, paper clips, or I don't want to say gems, what am I looking for? Dangles, you know, things like that. So there'll be a couple of those. Yeah, all right, so what I was thinking is, so we have red and orange in the pockets. Obviously they're directional at this point, right? Like, so normally you would put them on the edge of a page like this and then put your ephemera in. But what I'm worried about, and we'll see when we get there, is that it'll be too close to the inside of the journal, because I plan to use these as like center pages. What I'm thinking about doing is doing it opposite. So these 2 pockets would be close to the spine, and then the pieces would go towards the outside. And that works on occasion, not always. Sometimes if you don't glue it right, or it's, you know, not quite tight enough, your stuff can fall out. But I'm hoping that they'll go like that. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I mean, I could switch out red and greens. You know, you could, you know, if you're kind of doing the same things I'm doing, then, you know, just mix and match, see where you like your items beforehand, you know. Maybe I like that a little bit better. You know, it kind of flows a little bit better. So, okay, guys, I know some of you like those really fancy stuff, but again, this is using what we have and putting it together for journaling here soon, right? Like, we're getting there to where we'll put the journals together. Yeah, so I will just talk to you guys soon. Oh yeah, there it is. I was like, where did the other red one go? Right there. All right, so I got those 4 pieces done. All right, guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.